Hello! Welcome to Elianashope. My name is Mickey Jacobs, and I am here to encourage, empower, and enlighten your spirit being through body and mind oneness. Let's just take a breath. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while. So I apologize to all of my subscribers, those people that have been with me since day one, since 2013 when I first started this YouTube channel. I thank you so much for your support and your love. A lot of changes have happened. A lot of things have occurred, and we'll talk about those as we continue to go further along this journey. But I just wanted to put out a video because I've been doing a lot of privates, a lot of gaining different clientele within my yoga practice, but also within my wellness coaching. And I always get the question of, where did Elianashope come from? What does it mean? And why do I do what I do? So I wanted to put out a video to basically just answer those questions of why I do what I do. So there are a lot of reasons that I do that I wanted to empower and encourage people to live their best self. I definitely believe that, in order to be whole, in order to live a full, holistic, healthy life, you have to have all aspects of your life in balance. Meaning your physical, spiritual, mental, and emotional. You can't just go out and, do a 30-day diet and then expect everything else to be okay. One thing that you often hear from women or people that have gotten the gastric bypass surgery, I hope I said that right, but what I've heard in the past is that, even though the weight has been shed, that the emotional scarring is still there. So even though they may look or appear to other people a certain way, mentally in their head, they're still going through their own emotional turmoil with what they were carrying back, when they before they got the surgery. So the work that I want to do, that I aspire to do, that I love to do, is to build balance within an individual's life. So creating that balance, creating that wholeness, and that's one thing that I like to do. That's why I love holistic medicine. That's why I try to live a holistic life as best as I can. Gotta laugh at that because sometimes you fall off, but it's okay. But back to what I was saying. Why I do what I do. So a few years ago, I got into a car accident. Really, I got into a car accident. And I'm a very, very, very cautious driver. If you were to know me and you have driven with me, you probably don't want me to drive ever again because I am one of those slow, cautious drivers that you probably pull your hair out if you're sitting in the passenger seat. But you know what? I'm safe. I love it. Yeah, go drive somebody else's car. But so what had happened was we had a ice storm. And it was a state of emergency. No one was supposed to be on the road. And I was supposed to go into work. And my job is like 45 minutes away. And so my job called and was like, hey, everybody's calling out. We need you to come in. And I was like, well, I can't come in. It's a nice storm. I have no idea how it's going to work. I don't feel comfortable driving. And that's pretty much what I said. I don't feel comfortable driving. And she was like, please, 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 we need. And, we're giving, extra money for people that come in. So I was like, all right, okay, I'm going to come in. So I take the trip. I'm like literally turning left in order to go into the parking lot of my job. And I hit someone. The brakes stalled. They didn't work. They did work, but it was on ice, so there it is. And literally in slow-mo, I hit the car in front of me. And so, at the time, I thought I was okay. Everything was good. I went into my job. I called my sister, and I drove back home. I thought I was okay. My job actually wanted me to stay. Yeah, we'll talk about that. They actually wanted me to stay. But I was like, no, I just got in a car accident. Are you serious? Because of that, I did what any normal person would do. I went to the doctor to make sure I was okay, to make sure everything was okay. So we did an x-ray, and my doctor literally looked at me and said, all right. He showed me my x-ray, and he was like, you see how straight that is? He's like, yeah, your spine isn't supposed to look like that. And as I say that, I need to lift up. He's like, your spine isn't supposed to look like that. He was like, it's as straight as a bamboo stick. He was like, how fast were you going? Your neck should have popped off. And I was like, okay. So basically, he was like, are you feeling any pain? You should be in excruciating pain right now. And I don't know, maybe I have a high tolerance for pain. I have no idea, but I just kept going. And so he prescribed me medication that I thought was helping, but really it was just to numb my pain, is what he told me at the end of, my sessions with him, because he was just giving me pain medication. I thought it was actually doing something to help my spine, but whatever. Anyway, so through that, I did a whole full blood work, full, pat down of my body, making sure everything was good. And my doctor, through the visits, because I went back and forth to the doctor, taking blood and doing all these different tests. And every time I would come, he noticed that my heart rate was way elevated. And at first he was like, you know what? I wasn't worried about it, but it keeps happening. So I thought it was maybe, the stress. He was like, but it keeps happening. So he wanted to start doing testing for that. So I did the little bike thing where you're like hooked up, and and I had an elevated heart rate. So then he was like, okay, I'm going to give you a heart monitor to wear for a few days. And so I did that, carried along with my regular, daily schedule. And a week later, the test results came back. And of course I had to go back to the doctor again to hear the test results. And so he's reading it, he's looking at it, he looks at me. It's like, how doctors do. And he asked me what I was doing in between 7 and 8. And he actually gave like an actual time frame, but I can't remember the time that he actually said. And he was like, what were you doing in between 7 and da-da-da-da-da? And he was like, and this time and this time. I was at work. And he was like, you were at work? I was like, yeah, I was at work. And he was like, okay, so what do you do at work? I was like, I answer calls. I work at a call center, so I answer calls. And he was like, but what are you doing? Are you standing? Are you jogging? Are you running? What are you doing? Are you doing some type of strenuous activity while you're answering the phone? I said, no, I'm sitting down. And he was like, huh, okay. And so he looks at the test results again, and he was like, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. That's not my job here. He said, but your heart rate was 180. It was at 180 during that time. And you were doing nothing. You were taking calls. And he said, because you're young, you probably didn't feel anything. You probably didn't experience anything. He said, but if this keeps up, you're going to give yourself a heart attack. It's like, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but you need to alleviate stress. You need to let go of whatever is stressing you out to the point of creating a heart attack. So that was a huge wake-up call for me, like, oh gosh, can't believe that. So he wanted to put me on medication, but after our last stint with the medication in the car accident, I was like, hey, let me try something. Let me work this out on my own. And so that's what I started to do. And I've been on and off with yoga for over 10 years. But after the accident and after all of these health concerns, I made it a priority in order to get my health better. So eating correctly and trying to do better. There were some other things that were in there, but I'll try to make this a little shorter because it's a long story. But so I started taking my health seriously, and I started doing yoga. And then I found a wonderful studio that worked with me so that I could be a teacher. And so now here I am, a teacher. So why I do what I do is because I've lived it, I've experienced it. I've gone through a situation where my health was under attack. And when things like that happen, you don't think about money. You don't think about money. You don't think about, oh my gosh, how am I going to make it? You know, I'm losing my job or whatever the case may be. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention this. I had to quit the job because all of the time that I needed to take off to heal my body, they put me on a 90-day probation. So if I missed another day, they were going to fire me. So they really cared. And I could have, taken legal action against them because I shouldn't have even gone into work. But neither here nor there. But anyway, so all that mattered was me getting healthy, me figuring out how to make me work, because I have a daughter, and I'm going to live for all of my days so that I can see as many days of hers as I can possibly see. So it really became about what's truly important at the end of my life. What am I really going to say? Oh God, I made so much money. I'm so excited. Look at all this money that I was able to acquire. No, at the end of my life, I'm going to think of the people that I love, the memories that I created with these people, and the love that I shared with these people. So when you go through something, that's for me, that was what passed through my head. So that's why I do what I do. It's now I'm in the business of trying to help others see a different way. And it may seem hard right now, and it may feel hard, but I promise you, all it takes is one step. All it takes is one step. Devote your time and your energy to one step. That one step could be, during my lunch hour, I'm going to walk up the stairs to my office. That could be the first step. Or I'm going to devote my day to just drinking water all day today. I'm going to drink 64 ounces of water today. One step. It could be one glass. I mean, if you're used to drinking soda all day, be like, I'm going to commit to replacing one of my sodas with a water. That's one step in the right direction. That's all you need. That's all you need. That's all you need. And one step becomes 2, becomes 3, becomes 4. And it becomes easy. It becomes doable and bearable. I like to think of my wellness journey with kombucha. If you've ever drunk kombucha for the first time, it is disgusting. It is awful. But after a while, your taste buds start getting used to it, and you start actually craving it and it's like it's an acquired taste, but it's something that your taste buds will get used to, and it's so beneficial for your body. It's like, why not drink it? Like, when I think of all the things that are beneficial, and even if it doesn't taste as good as a strawberry cheesecake milkshake, I still think, you know what? Well, when I put this in my body, this is what it's doing for me. My intestines are feeling good, my kidneys, my liver, everything is working good. I'm helping my body sustain itself. Because if you think about it, God created our bodies in His image. He created us to be these amazing vessels on this earth to uplift His kingdom. And how can I uplift His kingdom with my vessel if I am, burdened down with all of these health concerns and all of these health issues? I can't get my face on straight. I can't look straight at what God wants me to do, at God's plan for my life, when I'm worried about my health. How can I help others? So that's just all I wanted to say today. I pray that this was able to touch your heart, or if not touch your heart, maybe something penetrated. I don't know. But I just wanted to let you know why I do what I do and why it's important that, we all live our life intentionally. We all live full of purpose, and we all consult with God and trying to figure out why we're here on this earth and how we can uplift His kingdom even more. So thank you so much for joining me. If you have any comments or if you want to talk about your wellness journey, I would love to hear it. I love talking about, weird stuff like kombucha. So if you have anything that you would like to say, please leave a comment. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. And also, please share it with all of your loved ones and your friends. Once again, I want to thank you for supporting me. I want to thank you for encouraging me and uplifting me. There's so much to come from Elianashope, and I'm just so blessed and honored that God chose me in order to put this information out into the world. So I'm just very grateful and thankful, and I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day.